The Stanford Management Internship Fund has been at the heart of the Graduate School of Business here for almost 25 years. It was started by students for students in 1981, and since then has provided opportunities for over 350 Stanford MBA students to work and to serve in the nonprofit and public sectors in their summer. In that time, students have worked for over 200 nonprofit and public sector organizations all over the world.
As SMIF leaders in the fall, we set the policies for the program, including deciding what the requirements are in order to be a fellow and what the applications will look like. Then throughout the winter and spring, we let our classmates know about the opportunity and share with them the inspiring things that SMIF fellows did the summer before. In the spring, we have SMIF Week, which is really the culmination of SMIF's activities throughout the year. That's the time when the entire GSB community can rally together around SMIF's goals and support it with financial contributions, knowing that their classmates are going to go out and do great things over the summer.
Let me just give you a little bit of background about myself. I was born in Vietnam right after the war and came to the U.S. with my family as political refugees when I was 3 years old. So just have a real deep commitment to the country and to development in that country. This was my first opportunity to actually go back to Vietnam and do work there, so it was really something that I was very happy to have been given the chance to do.
SMIF program has 3 goals. First, to bring MBA skills into the nonprofit sector. We believe the lessons learned at the GSB and the talents of our classmates and the people that apply to Stanford can have a huge impact when applied to nonprofit and government issues. Second is to expose students to the world of nonprofits by working there in the summer. And we believe that the students that have that summer experience develop a passion and lifelong commitment to philanthropy and stay with that commitment throughout their life. Third, we believe that the experiences when brought back to the GSB not only enrich many of the classes that are focused on nonprofit issues, but also enrich the overall learning experience, especially in many of our social sector clubs.
The 2 projects that I worked on while at the UN was a project on HIV/AIDS and a project on gender equality and labor conditions in the garment factories. Coming in, just helping them think about how to reposition HIV/AIDS as an illness, as something that should engender compassion rather than fear. And I did a scan of best practices that were going on internationally. I worked with the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Culture, did a lot of stakeholder analysis and tried to get people on the same page about what kind of messaging we could do better.
I came to business school with a background in the nonprofit sector, but I really wanted to learn more about social entrepreneurship and the double bottom line. And through the SMIF program, I have been able to work at one of the most well-established, successful social enterprise businesses in California. For my internship, I've been working at Community Gate Path, which is a large nonprofit that serves children and adults with developmental disability. My project for my internship was writing a business plan for one of Community Gate Path's businesses, and that was our group staffing business. What that business does is employ developmentally disabled adults by sending them out into jobs in the community in small teams of 3 or 4 with a job coach instructor. I have really loved my summer experience at Community Gate Path. I am surprised at how much I've learned that is not just about the nonprofit world, but is really about my business education. I feel I'm going back for my 2nd year, very well prepared, excited to pursue more business plans next year, and with a really close-up, solid understanding of the challenges that social ventures face.
I'd say that it was probably the most life-changing experience I've had at Stanford. And when I first thought about getting into the SMIF program, I mean, we have a 10-week summer to work with, okay? And you kind of balance 10 weeks of incremental progress in my career versus maybe an experience that could add a completely new dimension to my life. And so looking back on that, I think I'm very happy with the choice I made. Working with homeless and runaway youth was something I'd wanted to do for a while, and SMIF gave me a chance to do it in a really meaningful way beyond just working in a shelter once a week or something like that as a volunteer.
In the 2nd year, the SMIF student leaders become the SMIF applications team. So the group who actually reads the SMIF applications and decides against an outlined set of criteria who qualifies for the finance and the support of the SMIF program.
The SMIF Carnival is the culminating event of SMIF Week, and it's really a celebration of the impact that SMIF has in the GSB community, and it's a great event really for all the kids and the families and the faculty and the staff of the GSB to come together and really appreciate the program.
It's important for the public management program as the organization that stewards the SMIF program, working directly with the students to understand what impact are students having in the social sector, in the organizations that they're working for.
You bring in young professionals that have a tremendous amount of energy and passion and tenacity. They are determined to find a solution to the problem. So it's not just an identification of the problems or putting together a typical business plan. It really is looking for a solution that is very feasible in the nonprofit sector. The short-term summer project is well fitted for our organization because it seems like every year there's a critical issue that we really need to take a look at, and it helps to have the students come in who really do sort of the thinking out of the box. And even though they may put recommendations together that take us 3 years to implement, it will change our path and will help us get the momentum that we need to move forward. So I hope that we can continue to be involved.